Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another super cool radio interview. I'm your host, Matthew Thomas. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm very excited because I got a great guest joining me at this time on February 24th. Lyric Noel released their latest single entitled Shades of Black. Please welcome Lyric Noel.
Yes. Hi, everybody.
It's great to have you on the show, and we have quite a bit to discuss with everything you guys have been working on this year, so I'm excited to have you on the podcast.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
So this started as a solo project for you, but now it kind of transitioned to a full band.
Mm-hmm.
So, how was that transition? How'd that come about?
Well, whenever Carol of the Bells went viral, that was kind of the deciding factor for us. Like, well, I guess it's time to... We wanted it to be a whole band, but we didn't know it was going to happen that fast. So that's when we met our drummer, Jaron, or I met him. My husband, Russell, already knew him, and he'd worked with him on other projects and stuff. And Jaron just showed up in his like button-up shirt. Like, I'd never met him before, and he's like, I'm ready to rock this music video. You know, like that's how I met him. I met him the day of the video shoot. Uh-oh, we lost you. Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, I don't see your video.
It was my cats that unplugged it. So just give me a second. I have 5.
Nice. I only have 1, and to me, that's enough for me right now.
I love my cats so much. They're like my whole world, but sometimes they piss me off. My husband's working on fixing it. He's the technical guy, so I apologize. There it is. Fine.
Yes, I can see it now. That's very cat-like behavior, though.
They're just running around and playing. Like this whole living room is our like streaming area. So the cats just, I don't know. It's like a jungle gym for them, and it's really not meant for that.
Well, my thing about it, I'll get back real quick, but I'm such a cat lover that I will stop and talk about cats with anybody. But
me too.
But mine, it's so funny. She acts all like big and tough, but then if I'm like 2 minutes late for food, she turns into like the biggest crybaby ever.
I know, don't they always? Like sometimes when we're doing our live streams, I pick up my cats and I have to show them off because they're my babies. Like I'm literally looking at one right now. There's 2 in front of me, and then over here my black cat Sabbath is over there. And no, actually, baby, come get them away from the TV. Here, bring me Love. Let me see her. Bring her here. You got to see this big fat one. She's adorable. Come here, chunky girl. Oh, this is the one that was destroying the TV or trying to. Her name is Love, and she's so cute. Look how fat she is. She's huge. Bye. She's a good girl, actually. She's very sweet, very needy. Okay, Jagger, get her and bring her. I'm talking to my son right now. This is a chaotic interview. Sorry.
It is all good.
I love that you're a cat lover, though, so I had to show you at least one.
Oh yeah, I actually don't know where my cat is right now.
That's okay. If you see her, you can get her to say hi.
She is like the weirdest cat I've ever had, just because she does not climb on anything. She like only plays if I'm sleeping. Like she would not play like with any of her toys if I'm awake and she sees me. She would not play, and just like she'll just go hide, and just I won't see her unless it's like I'm feeding her or she actually wants to hang out with me.
That's not how our cats are. Our cat, all 5 of them love us. They don't hide from, like when people come over, they want to be in the middle of it. I don't know, they're weird. But not to me. I love that. I love the fact that my cats like are social, and they like, except for Sabbath. He doesn't hide. He's just like, he only has 2 people that are his favorites. That's me and Russell. And he likes to like lure people in so he can bite them. Yeah, he's always in the middle of everything. And you would think that he would be antisocial. No, he's very social. He just is like, come here, pet me, and then just bite you or scratch you. He's a brat. That sounds like a cat. He's a turd. I love him. He even does it to me occasionally, but like I'm still mom. You know, he sleeps with me every night. He's 11 years old. So, you know, he's been like that since I adopted him. I adopted him when he was 9 months old. So I've had him for a long time.
Transitioning back, we had a nice sidebar about cats, but transitioning back to Lyric Noel now, before you got interrupted, you were in the process of talking about transitioning to a full band.
Yeah. So that's pretty much how it happened. Like, I mean, Carol of the Bells is why that happened, and then it evolved from there. Like, I always wanted to do original music, but because we didn't have like label backing and stuff, we were an independent act. We were taking covers and turning them into we were taking like songs and covering them and turning them into our like style, like metal music. And then there were some like metal songs that we just covered for the sake of doing it because I loved those songs. But like I really started to feel this like burning desire inside of me, like I've got to start doing originals. I don't want to do covers anymore. So, I mean, it's fun, and you know, a lot of people, so many people discovered me through Cry Little Sister and Carol of the Bells and This Is Halloween. But like I personally, like I want to pivot that and change that. So that's what this next era is all about.
Well, for sure, that does kind of bring us up to more present day with, as I said, released the latest single, Shades of Black. So for anyone who has not checked this out, haven't listened to it yet, what can they expect musically and lyrically?
You know, I've had a lot of it mixed reactions to it, but so many people are saying that it sounds like Sleep Token and Spirit Box, which those are my two favorite bands. That's what I feel like they can expect, that type of energy from it. So, you know, it's backed by a reggaeton beat, which is really interesting. Actually, my drummer, he's half Hispanic, and he says it's reggaeton. I'm like, okay, I've never heard it pronounced that way until Jaron said that. So I was like, okay, cool, thanks. But it was his idea to do that, and then it just so happened, like, introduce a reggaeton beat into it. But really, with that, the inspiration came from Caramel by Sleep Token. So we derived a lot of our inspiration from that song.
Oh, very nice.
It made it unique. And also that song, but Suffocate by Poppy and Knocked Loose, they used the reggaeton beat in that song too. So that's what made it unique.
Oh, for sure. I definitely kind of obviously newer to Lyric Noel, so I definitely very enjoyed Shades of Black, and obviously I've listened to previous material as well in preparation for this interview. And I do think Shades of Black is definitely, I mean, has like that same kind of similar style compared to like, you know, Blood in the Water, kind of similar to that, but you guys took it in a different direction, and I do really like that.
Yeah, it's different from Sungazer. I think Sungazer was a good precursor into what's to come, though, for sure.
Kind of curious, so like with this single, Shades of Black, how was it writing and recording?
Oh, gosh. I have to like go back in time. I remember I wrote the pre-chorus in that song, or like the opening, like, it's getting hard to be in constant fight or flight mode. I wrote that, like, that portion in like a night. So all of that came together in like a night session, and like I think the verses all kind of came together later. But it only took us 2 weeks to get that song perfect. My husband wrote the music to it in like a day, which is super weird. But he does that all the time. He'll like just get this idea and he writes a song, and it's just this beautiful masterpiece. And I'm like, well, now I am tasked with the journey of writing the lyrics to this amazing music.
So kind of with that dynamic of like writing and, you know, the music and the lyrics. So like, how is it for you guys? Obviously, like being a married couple, like what's the kind of the dynamic with the songwriting? Are you able to bounce ideas off each other?
I just tell him like, try to write it similar to this, but in your style. Like, I'll be inspired by a certain band or a certain song, and I'll tell him to write something similar, but like in his style. And then he gives me the music, and I'll write lyrics to it. And I write my own lyrics in like private. Like, I don't really like have him help me with those. So that's all me.
So I just want to highlight the music video for Shades of Black, out right now. How was it like filming it, and, you know, with everything going on with it? Like, how was it? What was the experience?
The same guy who did Blood in the Water did Shades of Black. So we did a green screen approach just due to budgetary reasons, but it still turned out really cool because like Blood in the Water was full production, like full stop, you know, very pricey music video. And then this one was a little bit more affordable, but still got the message across. And it's still a neat, a neat piece in the entire picture. It also, like, I've been told that it reminds people of like a Sleep Token Unreal Engine music video. So I was like, that's awesome. Like I'm happy with that. It was really cool. Michael did a great job. He does all of our major production music videos. But before that, we were doing them ourselves. And then I kind of told the team, I was like, guys, I think it's time that we up our game and hire a cinematographer. If it's in the budget, of course. And I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot of money. Music videos are like a whole expense that you just don't. But we circumnavigate a lot of costs because we record, mix, master, and do all of that here. I don't have to pay anybody. And as a matter of fact, when I signed this label, like the biggest thing for me was like, I don't want to outsource our material because my husband's work speaks for itself. It's really good and it deserves its moment to shine and to be heard by everybody and for people to know like Russell did this, not some name producer, because at the end of the day, the person listening to it doesn't matter. They don't care who produced it. They just care what it sounds like and how it makes them feel.
Oh, for sure, definitely. And I'm glad with that, obviously, in signing with Judge and Jury, the record label, that you're able to he's able to still produce music for you guys. And yeah, it kind of goes to like, people may look at it from like, learning more about the song, but if they're just listening to it, they're not really going to know who produced it. Like that's not
only musicians. Only musicians look at that. Yeah, which is good, like, because like it could also open like more opportunities for him and industry people. That's they look at that stuff, but your fans, the people that drive the sales and the people that like keep you alive, basically, those are the ones that matter more than anything. And so, and at the end of the day, they just want to buy into what makes them feel good.
Yeah, and maybe like media outlets, if I see something produced by somebody, I usually just mention it. But honestly, outside of that, again, if you're just listening to music, you're going to enjoy the music kind of thing.
Yeah.
Also, going along with that, I've heard you guys are working on a upcoming album. Mm-hmm. Are you at liberty to give any hints of what people can expect from this album?
I think our goal is to announce it with a new single that we're working on currently that is projected to come out in late spring. And I think we're going to be announcing the album then, if not then the next single. But the album is going to be announced and hopefully released by this year, if not early next year.
Definitely look forward to checking out the album when that is available, because I've been liking the direction you guys have been going. Can you give me hints like what's the concept for this album?
So I write about what troubles me, I guess, and that's mental illness. And every single song has a character that represents an aspect of that mental illness and a flower, if there's a video attached to it. So, and each flower is somehow integrated into that video. So like with Blood in the Water, you had the red spider lily. And then with Shades of Black, it was a black dahlia and then crows as well. I thought they would be really neat to add those in there because my outfit.
All right, I like the kind of pairing it with flowers and other kind of imagery and stuff. I think that's very cool, and it's just a nice detail that people can pick up on.
Yeah, I think every little detail matters.
Oh, for sure, and definitely the people who pay attention can pick up on that, and it just gives it something more to look forward to. Obviously, with the upcoming songs and stuff, and kind of the pairing with the flowers and other things.
Yeah,
the upcoming
they can
music.
see what flowers what.
Exactly. So I'll be paying attention to that more closely with the upcoming music.
Yeah.
I got a few more things before we head out. So curious for you. So like with this, I think you guys have played a couple live shows. Is there more live shows, at the future at some point for Lyric Noel?
Yeah, we just don't have any tours planned yet, but that's coming soon. We have discussed doing some headlining shows in our region and maybe a few here in Dallas whenever we get a few more songs out, because I want to have more to perform than just the Sungazer EP. And we occasionally throw covers in live, but again, I'm trying not to portray myself and my band as a cover band, so we try not to perform a bunch of covers live. We'll do like one per set.
Kind of with that, like there is definitely getting pigeonholed if you play too many cover songs with everything.
Yeah. So,
especially as original, band with you guys, especially with the newer music, that should definitely be showcased.
Hopefully so, it's always like It's always Carol of the Bells and Cry Little Sister, and I'm like, do a little deep dive. Maybe you'll find better stuff.
Yeah, I know. I mean, people see what's the most popular and they kind of base their opinions off of that. So, I mean,
I know. That's why, like, it irritates me, like, you know, like with like Sleep Token, for instance. People are like, "Oh, I didn't like the summoning." I'm like, "Well, that's not their only song, so maybe you should do some research before you say anything."
Yeah, people like just go off the first song they hear from a band and go, if they like it, they listen more. If they don't, then they just keep going on. Especially with like all the streaming services, you just like shuffle and just like you can listen to however many so fast that.
I know. I miss having to purchase physical media because I'm a dinosaur from that era. So I remember having CDs, whenever I was a kid, and iPods were just now becoming a thing, and you only had 100 songs on your iPod, and that was all it could fit. But that was so revolutionary and so cool, but we still used CDs. I remember having like one of those little faces in my car, that I installed that I could play my CDs in, and I miss that. I miss that so much, and I feel like music was a lot more treasured back then than it is now.
Yeah, I think, well, obviously the stuff kind of converting to streaming, there is some benefits in like the short term. In the long term, I don't think it really has benefited really anyone other than the streaming services.
Well, 1,000%. I don't even get me started on Spotify. I'm like a giant middle finger to Spotify every day, all day. But I've been seeing this like influx of even like the younger generations wanting physical media, like what are they? Vinyls. People want CDs. People want to purchase like even cassette tapes. And they're younger people that send me these messages. Do you have cassette tapes? Do you have vinyl? Do you have CDs? And we don't yet, and we need to make that happen for sure. We need to get something pressed.
Going for me, like I still use my iPod when I work out. Like I don't take my phone with me.
You have an iPod still?
I actually was a hand-me-down from my brother like 10 years ago.
My iPod got stolen like a few months after. Yeah, a few months after it was a Christmas present, and it literally got stolen. I left it at one of my friend's houses, and I left it over at Fatty's house. He really wasn't even that fat. He was just a big, like, burly dude, but like he didn't steal it. It was somebody who came over after me. So yeah, and I know who it was, but I'll never get it back. It's probably pawned. Asshole.
Yeah, I still use it because again, like I get so many like emails and texts about stuff that like when I go work out, I just want to not think about those things.
I put my phone on do not disturb when I go to the gym. My husband's the only one that's allowed to get through that do not disturb firewall. So.
Yeah, see, I just don't like taking my phone. It's just more things because I usually just take my jacket. I don't use a locker or anything. So like I just go to work out. And so yeah, I just don't take my phone. I live like a minute from the gym. So I'm like, if something happens in this minute, at least I can run home.
I wish I lived a minute from my gym because I always look for every excuse in the world not to go. It's like 10 minutes down the road, and I wind up that voice always winds up winning. So it's like shit. I was going pretty consistently 3 days a week last year, and I just fell off the wagon. But I just actually recently had a small surgery, so I can't go to the gym now for the next 3 weeks. So that really sucks.
Well, you got a built-in excuse then.
Yeah, but the longer you wait, the harder it is to get back in the habit. So it's like,
Yeah, I took 2 days off just because I was at a bachelor party and then I just wasn't feeling good yesterday. So then like I got back to the gym and I was like, it was only 2 days off and I was like, dang.
Did you drink?
What?
Did you drink at the bachelor
party? No,
I don't either. I was just like, that will fuck you up if you're drinking.
Yeah, no, I'm sober. I don't drink.
Last night I ate like a total asshole. I was having a bad day, and my husband ordered me. I'm not a big pizza fan, but when I'm in the mood for pizza, there's this place called Zalot. And he gets me like just a pepperoni jalapeno pizza, and I ate like 4 pieces, and I just feel like gross today. But he keeps saying, baby, you're healing. Just, let yourself. And I'm like, but Russell, I let myself all the time. And I got to stop letting myself. But he's so good to me. Like, he doesn't bring me flowers. He gives me sweets when I'm having a bad day. And I'm like, okay, you got to stop because I have bad days a lot. So, and he'll stop. And then he's just like, I don't care. I'm getting them for her anyway. Well, I do have to tell you a story about our cat, Peep, that I was telling you about. So she's a year old this month. I don't know exactly when her birthday is, but we were bestowed her the night before Easter. We were in Deep Ellum, which is a city in Dallas, where a friend of ours was like on tour and playing a show, and then this homeless guy walks up with this tiny 3-week-old kitten with a bottle and then wet food. And my husband was just like, I can't leave her. And so he buys this 3-week-old kitten. And I'm like, why did you do that? Because we already have so many cats. But we named her Peep because she was an Easter cat. So she's like, and it's fitting because they're cute, but they taste really bad. And she's a little shit. She runs up on stuff. She climbs up the walls. She like jumps up and turns on or tries to turn on lights. Oh God, like she'll drag her toys to us and like force us to play with her. Like, she is an actual mess, and I've never met a cat as big of an issue as her, but we love her so much. Let me see if I can get a picture. I have pictures of Peep and they're endless, but she's so cute. I love her. But my favorite cat, we have a gray cat named Pluto, and he's like, well, don't tell Sabbath, even though he's sitting right here. This is Peep. Hang on.
Very
I know
nice.
it's hard to see her.
Nice.
She's a shithead. She's pretty. Very pretty. And then here's Pluto. Wow, fuck, that's not even a good picture of Pluto. The peacemaker cat. He doesn't allow anybody to argue or fight. He's just like, he wants to be friends with everybody. He's the sweetest cat I've ever met. And he helped us raise Peep in a weird way. Like, I mean, he didn't like, he didn't feed her, and he didn't like help us. When they're that little, you have to help them go to the bathroom. I don't know if you know that, but like you have to like stimulate their areas so they can go, because that's what the mom does. But she was separated from her mom too early, so we had to help her go to the bathroom for 2 weeks, and then she was suddenly like able to do it on her own. But it's a natural thing. But Pluto helped us take care of her, and he wanted to start playing with her so bad. Like, he only hissed at her 2 times, and then was just like, I need a friend. So he's an angel. I cannot, like, he's the best cat I've ever owned in my life.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. All right, so but now we're going to be closing out this interview here in just a little bit. So I'm kind of curious, what are the plans for Lyric Noel for the rest of 2026?
We're going to hopefully release 1 or 2 more singles and then announce the album. Hopefully the album comes out this year. If not, it's going to be early next year. I want to get it out this year, but I do not want to rush it because I've made mistakes like that before, trying to rush things and not getting the proper amount of time to be promoted, and it kind of only failing for that reason. So I just don't, even if it takes a little extra time, it'll be worth it.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And definitely with promotion, like, that's something I've definitely learned with my stuff is don't rush it, don't skip it, because all the work putting into doing whatever you're doing is just going to be lost if you don't promote it.
It's very true. Like, that is not a joke. So yeah.
Definitely. And now, so for everyone watching, where are the best places to find Lyric Noel online?
Everywhere. You can find us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. We have a Discord, which it's actually invite only, but we have a Discord. We have a Patreon. You can pretty much find us anywhere, even Twitter. I just don't use my Twitter account like I'm supposed to.
I don't either.
X or whatever the hell they call it now. And then you can find us on all digital streaming platforms, every single one. Doesn't matter what it is. If you use it, we're on there.
Very good. And I'll leave some links for Lyric Noel in the description of this podcast. Please check out and support them. But Lyric, thank you so much for hanging out and chatting with me.
Absolutely. I would love to talk to you about cats again one day.
Oh, definitely. I'll see, like, if my cat will be around, maybe next time. She'll be around somewhere.
Oh, yeah. They're all turds, even if they're like mine or yours. Doesn't matter.
Exactly. That's probably the main takeaway for people who watch this interview.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to put as much cat stuff in it. You can, whatever.
We'll see.
That's my life. I have Sabbath's eyeballs tattooed on my arm, so I love my cats.
Very good. Well, on that note, for Larry Noel, I'm your host, Matthew Thomas. Thanks so much for watching this episode of Super Cool Radio. And remember, stay frosty.
Yes.